Welcome back to Freedom Diggers Metal Detecting. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that notifications bell so that you don't miss any great content when I upload it. Speaking of great content, I've got some for you today. Now, when we're out in the field, when we're out in the woods detecting, there are many perils that can befall us. Things like, dog crap underneath leaves, kids pestering us, sharp things in the hole. But the worst one, in my opinion, is poison ivy. I can't stand this stuff. So I'm going to show you some ways to prevent getting it. And they work really, really well. So this one here is Ivy X pre-contact solution. This is like a lotion. And what you do with this is, before you go out digging, you just put a little bit of it on your skin, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's kind of like it almost looks like hand sanitizer, but it's a little thicker. And you just rub it on there. A little bit goes a long way, too. So, this arm now is quite well protected against poison ivy. They also make it in a towelette form. This is like a moist towelette. These are great to keep in your fines pouch, or your backpack, or heck, even your back pocket. And it works just as well. Because preventing getting the oil on your skin is really what's key on the front end to keep you from getting poison ivy rash. What causes you to get that rash is something that the plant puts out. It's called urushiol or urushiol. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's like an oil. I can't say Worcestershire either. But if you fail to prevent getting it, or you don't clean up well after you've been exposed, which I'm going to show you in a minute here, you're going to be stuck using this stuff here. And who wants to walk around, all covered with pink? It's just, no, it's not a good look. So, prevention. Now, they say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and there's a lot of truth to that. So, there's also ways to clean up after you've been exposed. Here's a product called Technu. This is like a scrub product. It's kind of like a mechanic's hand cleaner, which also works very well. The fast orange stuff, it's got that pumice in it. And all you do is scrub up with this on areas that are exposed. Usually, if you're wearing gloves, the glove line is where a lot of people get poison ivy. And keep in mind that when you go to take your gloves off, you're going to touch that area. And then you might touch somewhere else. And let's hope you don't really touch, somewhere else. That's bad. And you're going to spread this stuff around. So, as a general rule, I scrub up everywhere after I've been in the woods. Or anywhere around, like a site that's a little overgrown. And now we're going to go to the cheaper, much easier end of this prevention spectrum. Nothing beats Dawn soap for getting greasy, oily stuff off of you. Because that's pretty much what this, urushiol is. It's like a heavy axle grease. It's just invisible. You can't see it on you until you start itching and you know that it's there. You want to get it off of you. And you really got to scrub. You want to use like a coarse washcloth or like one of these guys, this loofah thing. And I got this information here from a gentleman, let's see, his name's James Brocker. He's a PhD, he's an expert in plants. He has a channel, it's called Extreme Deer Habitat. And he's the one that turned me on to this method right here. So you get home, you get your clothes off and everything, which of course you're going to want to wash in hot water. But you get in the shower, you don't want to run it real hot, and scrub the areas and rinse them 3 times with the Dawn soap and either a nice coarse wash rag or one of these guys, and just scrub real hard. If you've ever worked on a car, you know how hard it is to get your hands clean afterwards. So think of it that way, and you'll get it all off of you. It's not necessarily the contact with the plant that's going to get you in trouble. It's your failure to clean that oil off of your skin after you've been exposed. And the window on that's usually between 2 and 8 hours. It can depend upon how sensitive you are to the plant. You know, with me, it's in that range, around maybe 3-4 hours. I had one time though where it showed up the next day, and I hadn't even been in the woods at all. And you know how I figured that out? Where I got it? Because I also found out that this plant oil can remain on your equipment for like years sometimes. It was probably on the handle of my Raven shovel, and I had used it for something else around the yard the day prior, and the next day I had a rash. So make sure you clean your equipment too. You don't have to be obsessive about it, but give it a good wash off after you've been in the woods or, you know, on one of those sites that's overgrown. Because you definitely want to be free of that rash. And of course, as always, you want to dig free or die. And that's what we're all about here. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If there's anything you want to add to it, drop me a comment. Or if you're looking for a source to purchase these, they are available online from various websites. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time on Michigan Freedom Diggers.